Welcome to DS Tech Stuff. Finally, my son can get his hands on this, the Asus GTX 1060 6GB dual OC GPU. I wish I'd make these games shorter because I need 6GB just to remember them. Thanks for joining us. Yes, please remember to subscribe, hit the subscribe button and notification icon and be notified every time we post a new video every week. Now, if this is your first time visiting, welcome. If you've seen us before, welcome. Now, the glorious, tantalizing and exuberant GPU. That's not what GTX stands for, but it sounds good. Anyway, let's see what we get in this box. Okay, so let's get this open. We have a box within a box. It's a nice quality looking box with the Asus logo and the words "In search of incredible." I know it's just a box, but presentation wise, it's very nice. We have some foam protection. We have the GPU in a good quality thick foam protection here. Just a tip, if it comes to reselling, keep all the packaging, because you'll get top dollar if you keep all the packaging and sell it as a whole unit than if you just sold the GPU on its own. I would pay extra money if everything came in its original packaging. So keep that in mind. Inside the box we have the manual, speed setup. It's a very highly detailed manual, multiple languages, so pretty easy to read, pretty understandable. And we have the coaster. Yes, the CD. Don't rely on this, and don't just rely on Windows or Linux to get your GPU up and running. Always go to the website to download the very latest drivers, and I'll show you that one later on in the video. And we have the GPU in the anti-static bag. And the anti-static bag has been sellotaped closed, very tight. So just be very careful. Again, keep the anti-static bag. It's very good. When you pull it out, just be a little careful. And here we have. It's quite a weighty card. It's a very nice, very pretty card, all in white, which goes nice with the desktop that Solomon's having because he has the Cooler Master H500P all white case. So this will be very nice inside. This does not come with the backplate. Backplates are form over function. They just make the GPU look prettier. So, you know, it's no big deal. We have the dual fans, because it's dual, and it's OC. This card comes out of the box overclocked. So let's take a closer look at this card in detail. On the front of the card, you can see a dual fan design holding two fans, which are static pressured optimized fans, with a wing blade design which helps push air downwards to help with more efficient cooling. We have direct cooling pipes to help physically direct cooling to the GPU on the PCB. Powering the card is a single 6-pin power connector. A power supply of 450 watts will be plenty for this card and most systems, because you could run an AMD 1600X or an Intel i7 7700K with a GTX 1080 or an RX 580 on a 450 watt PSU and run comfortably even at 1440p. So don't think you need a 750, 800 or a whopping 1200 PSU. You don't. Now, as stated before, there is no backplate, and that's to be expected at this price point. Backplates are more form over function, and this doesn't affect performance whatsoever. But if you like clean stock lines, then keep this in mind. Now, this GPU has a 1809 MHz boost clock in overclock mode and a base clock speed of 1594 MHz. On the back, it's VR friendly with two HDMI ports. So if you need the experience of virtual reality, we have these two ports here, and we have two display ports also. Also, we have a DVI-D port, Do be careful, as this is not a DVI-I, it's a DVI-D port only, and it sends digital signals. A DVI-I can send both digital and analog signals for older monitors such as CRT. This is a DVI-D, digital signal only. And the card will take up 2 slots in your desktop case. Yes, the drivers which come on the CD will probably be outdated, so you can grab the link in the comments section below and grab the very latest drivers for your GPU. You'll also see us do this on the build video. But as of this video, the latest drivers is version 398.82 and it's about 489 megabytes in size. As stated, it has 2 HDMI ports. Now these are native HDMI 2.0B, which means it can handle 4K at frame rates of between 50 and 60 frames per second. HDMI 2.0B enables transmission of high dynamic range, or HDR video, bandwidth of up to 18 gigabits per second, and HDMI 2.0B can simultaneously deliver multi-streams of video and audio up to 4 people. And it can support wide-angle theatrical 21:9 video aspect ratio. And HDMI 2.0B does not define new cables or connections, so if you have Cat2 cables or high-speed cables, you're okay. Now, with all the ports on the back, this card can support 4 maximum displays of 1920 by 1080p, and you'll be able to run 1440p on the monitor. You may see some drops in frame rates, but it will be smooth. 4K on AAA games will struggle. Probably better to get the 1080 or the 1080 Ti for that if AAA games are high on your list of priorities. But still, prices are high for GTX 1080s, but they are falling. Now, the cheapest at the moment was around £438 on Amazon UK for MSI Aero 8GB, and the 1070 for about $360 for a pallet. On Amazon US, a 1080 is about $470 for an MS 8GB, and the GTX 1070 for about $400 for a Zotac, which are really nice and very popular in Europe. But since Nvidia has just touted their new lineup of cards, the RTX 270, 280 and 280 Ti's, hopefully the 1080 prices could drop significantly, so watch out for deals. The card is finished off in pure white plastic shroud, and the dimensions are 9.53 inches or 24.2 centimeters long, 5.12 inches or 13 centimeters high, and 1.69 inches or 4.3 centimeters wide. Now, on the software side, as standard, it comes with GPU Tweak 2 with XSplit Gamecaster, which helps with intuitive performance tweaking and instant gameplay streaming. Added is Nvidia's Ansel, a great way to capture in-game screenshots and view in 360 degrees. Compose your screenshots from any position, add colour filters, capture HDR images and share in 360 degrees using your mobile, PC or VR headset. It also comes with Nvidia GameWorks, which provides an interactive and cinematic experience gameplay. And this card has 1280 CUDA cores, which is really great for Solomon when he's doing Blender. Anyway, this costs 9,300 NT, which before you go jumping up and down, breaking a leg, well actually you may if you're not careful, it equates to about $300 US, which is still a chunk of change for a 1066 gigabyte for a 12-year-old boy. Now the GTX 1060 is the most popular graphics card on the market according to Steam's Hardware survey when you look at price and performance. Now I'm not a die-hard gamer and this is not my system, but it's my son's and he's 12 and I think a 1066 gigabyte is plenty. Yes, he'll play games and we'll benchmark this on Crysis 3, Battlefield, Fortnite, Metro 2033, GTA 5, Witcher 3 and a few others. And if you can think of any, tell us about them please. Now, the 1070 and the 1080 are overkill GPUs for my 12-year-old, so I think this is the best buy for him. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have any comments, ideas, thoughts, or just want to say hello, pop them in the comment box below. We'll read all of them. Click the like, share if you can. It really does help us keep going making these videos. Now personally, I really appreciate you've spent time watching and commenting if you have, and until the very next video, I can't wait to make it. I'll see you next time. Have a fun day. Bye.